Hey everyone, Beth Barany here for How to Write the Future podcast. Today, I'm going to start an 8-part series on Trust Your Creative Heart Roadmap. This is my own method that I developed to help you go from idea or seedling of the tiniest idea to finished science fiction or fantasy novel that you can feel proud of. There's 8 parts to this series. Today, I'm actually going to do an overview of each of the 8 parts. It's really 8 steps along the road. And then later in the next episodes, I will break each one down. Now, there is a PDF handout that goes along with this entire series, and you can sign up for that using the link in the description below. And if you don't see that link, just put into the comments, send me the roadmap. All right, so I start every session, every workshop, every consultation, every coaching with the question of asking people to take an assessment of where they are, to clarify your goals, what it is that you want. Why do you want it? Why is it really important to you? And so that's a big "you are here" sign, like on the maps at the mall. We want to know where you are right now before we can take stock of where you want to go and get you there. So like any map, like if you're at the mall or looking at a physical paper map or even looking at a map online, there's where you are now. Where you are now, you are here, to where you want to go. So we're going to jump right now all the way to the end of the road, where you want to go. What is your end goal? Now, I'm assuming it's to have a finished science fiction or fantasy novel that you are proud of and that you can share with the world. It's published. Here you go. You get to hand it physically to somebody or send them a link where they can purchase it online. What does that look like for you? What does that feel like for you? That you have a finished, polished masterpiece that you are so proud of and you get to share it with the world. That's the end of the road of my Trust Your Creative Heart roadmap. Now, let's go back to the beginning. Now that we know where you are and where you want to go, let's look at how do you get there? If we were driving or walking or taking a bike or a train, we know how we could get there. The transportation would take us there. What is the transportation for you as a writer? It's a secret. No, it is so simple, yet so challenging. It's writing. It's writing. In my opinion, it's a practice and it is an attitude. And something that I notice is that writing begets writing. The more you do it, the easier it gets. That's not to say I don't have difficult days. I do, absolutely. But I also know how to get myself butt in chair, how to get myself writing. So the goal of a writing practice is to build the creative habit that works for you. Not for me, not for some teacher over there, or somebody says you should get up at 5 a.m. No, it's about finding your best time and best place and best ingredients that help you be the writer. So that's the writing practice. And that's really a first step in the road, but it's the second part of our roadmap. Now, the third part of our roadmap is story development. Say you have an idea, but you don't know what to do with it. So then I recommend that you learn how to develop a story. And of course, I have a resource for you. It is our Plan Your Novel Like a Pro book. And it comes with a digital workbook. You can simply buy the book and get the digital workbook for free. I also highly recommend that you journal or write a diary or a log in your point of view character's voice. So instructive. And then lastly, still staying on a high level, I really recommend that you trust your own style and voice. Don't let anyone tell you that what you are trying to do is wrong or bad, or that you're wrong or bad for doing it. Trust yourself. Trust your heart. Trust your urges. All right, so after that, it's really time to sit down and write your first draft. Now we are in the middle of our journey. I love this part. I love writing my first draft. And I know now there is a lot of edits that will be coming, but we're really close to the midpoint here. So I encourage you to write your messy first draft. It's going to be messy. It could be out of order. It could be bad grammar, bad punctuation. It can be a mess. Now, of course, you can polish it up as you go if that's your inclination, but you don't have to. I tend to reread the day's work that I did the day before and make very simple corrections, but I do not allow myself to change the story because the story is not yet formed. You really need to trust that it's going to be something, and you may not know what it is until it's done. So you really need to learn how to trust your vision, trust your feelings, and really trust the process and refine that process as you go, meaning how you get to the writing phase of your day, how you get into it, how you talk to yourself when you're writing, and then how you finish. I always encourage people to finish the writing for that day with a sense of accomplishment and notice how much did you do, or how many words, or how much time, or even how much physical space on the page did you take up. Whatever you can do to count the fact that today you did some writing, and that is going to add up, trust me. All right, let's get on to the editing phase. I call this phase take 2 to 95. I call the writing phase take 1. And now we are in take 2 to 95. Who knows how many revisions your book can have? Now, you can have 1 revision or 2 revisions, but most writers have lots of revisions. When you write for yourself. When you revise for your readers. Writing is rewriting. Every writer will tell you that across discipline of all the different kinds of writers out there. Here's where you get to really deepen, discover, and uncover and learn the art and craft of making writing, making narrative prose, making the words on the page do the work of telling a story, do the work of fiction. Here's also where you're going to learn how to give and receive feedback. It's a very important key and piece to being a successful writer, is learning how to give and receive feedback. The sooner you can get yourself to this phase around feedback, the more you will advance and get to your goal. I've seen it time and time again. Next, you want to trust your heart while you do your marketing. You can start that in the editing process. You want to clarify your values, clarify your emotional impact for your readers, and build a community of like-hearted peers. Really important. Lastly, in this roadmap, you want to launch and publish your novel. Yeah, congratulations! Not only for yourself, but for your eager audience. And learn how to create a sustainable marketing practice that works for you. So then you can get to your end goal of having a successful published novel, science fiction or fantasy novel that you are excited about. All right, that's it for this week. Stay tuned while I break into deeper detail, more detail, each step in the Trust Your Creative Heart roadmap. You got this. Write long and prosper.